Did you know hidden deep in the Skywalker Saga's files is a playable Force Ghost Anakin? Although this model with other ghosts like Obi-Wan and Yoda do make an appearance in the story mode cutscene, they aren't playable without any sort of mods. In fact, Force Ghosts haven't been playable in any LEGO Star Wars game since the complete saga, probably because of how overpowered they were. Not only are they invincible without the use of any cheats, but also can't be detected by enemies including bosses, rightfully becoming the most expensive characters in the game. But since then, LEGO started using RPG gameplay elements like upgrades to abilities and health regeneration, forcing them to remove broken power-ups like invincibility, which is probably why the invincible Force Ghosts aren't playable in the Skywalker Saga. But the developers did include a hologram mode in the game as a data card upgrade, which works on any character. But there's so many other hidden characters on this list that you won't believe are in these games. Although big characters like the Rancor and Wampas are playable in the Skywalker Saga, only regular-sized minifigures were available in earlier games. In fact, we didn't even get land vehicles until LEGO Star Wars 3, with the exception of story mode missions or as mini-kit figures. But secretly in the complete saga, if you enable the extra toggle feature in Episode 1 or 5's mini-kit bonus level, you can play as the Rancor and Wampa respectively, which is the first game to have them as characters. Plus, by using the extra toggle feature on other missions, it'll add more unique characters not available on the roster. Some of my favorite being the Buzz droids, which, not gonna lie, looks pretty ugly, the AT-AT driver that looks very similar to the clone pilot, and the Imperial Scout Trooper, which isn't an unlockable character for some reason, while the swimsuit stormtroopers are. To be honest, not sure why they didn't just add all of these secret characters in the actual list, since this feature is really easy to miss. But the next set of crazy characters weren't so lucky. LEGO Star Wars 3 in particular introduced a lot of scary monsters from the Clone Wars TV show that are only available as enemies in the story mode. This also goes for the Acolyte, Nexu, and Reek in the arena mission, but not that surprised since even the Skywalker Saga doesn't let you play as them either, instead putting them in as extra side mission bosses on Geonosis, which I guess is cool. And although not a monster, Count Dooku has been treated like one in the LEGO games, as unlike in Battlefront 2 where you get his pajama appearance, the LEGO games only ever gave you his standard outfit. But the Skywalker Saga does have this unused shower appearance hidden in the game's files. Outside the cutscene from Episode 2, this skin also makes a secret appearance on Grievous' ship in Episode 3, where if you don't destroy these droids in the control room, the camera will cut to Dooku taking a shower. In fact, there's an even more treacherous secret on Geonosis in LEGO Star Wars 3. Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Padme all use their movie outfits from Episode 2 in the arena mission, but in every other after, they sport their Clone Wars costumes. Meaning, even if you find these skins walking around the capital ship and switch to them, it'll switch back to their other skins when loading into a mission. Which is a shame since the details on these are really cool. In fact, TT Games did this with the Jet Super Battle Droid, which also isn't a playable character, giving us this golden B2 Battle Droid instead. And despite being a game dedicated to the Clone Wars, it doesn't have any colored variation of the B1 Battle Droid other than this very hard to see yellow commander. And or even ranked clone troopers from Episode 2 or Legion specific Phase 1 units for the commanders available in the game. With the exception of in the story mode, the closest things we get are these helmets exclusive to the custom character creator. Speaking of which, the custom creator character in the complete saga has pieces from characters only seen in cutscenes. Sometimes they even have completely functioning models with animations hidden in the game's files. This is the case with Burnt Anakin from Revenge of the Sith, which didn't even appear in the story mode, making it exclusive to this feature. And since they also gave us his scarred face from Episode 6, you can technically recreate any version of this character with either colored lightsaber. This also means you can switch Padawan Anakin's lightsaber lightsaber color to green. Although this does appear in the campaign, his character is stuck with the blue lightsaber. It's kinda crazy that the unused spaceman also is creatable in-game just without the jetpack or yellow head, and shout out to Bombastic for letting me use his footage for these characters. But others include this Calrissian skin in the cutscene for Lando, as well as his unused Han Solo attire, which is specifically for him. Plus, 9num and 10num were also secretly added, which look interesting to say the least. Dr. Evasion and Punda Baba are also fully recreatable in custom character, as well as the shopkeeper, just without the angry face. But sadly, LEGO Star Wars 3 has a secret character that can only be unlocked via entering this code, and that's Savage Opress. That's because this game only covers the first 2 seasons of the Clone Wars and was released shortly after the 3rd season finished, making Savage the only Season 3 character in the game, which is why Darth Maul uses his Episode 1 appearance instead of the Cybertronic versions being released as toys after Season 3. But just like Savage's secret code, scattered around each of the LEGO games are so many Urabesh signs with hidden messages, but it would take way too long to translate them all, so we're excited to announce that we made our very own Urabesh flashcard deck, with 5 different levels ranging from singular letters to full sentences, making it easy for anyone to learn the Star Wars alphabet. To download the digital deck, become a channel member. The Skywalker Saga has the most amount of ships in any LEGO Star Wars game, with the most accurate and detailed models, which is why it's sad we also didn't get every ship that was shown off in the cutscenes. Anakin's Jedi Starfighter from Episode 3 is only playable, even though Obi-Wan's can be seen in the opening cutscene, while in Episode 2 we only get Obi's Starfighter instead, though that's probably because Anakin's yellow one was later introduced in the Clone Wars TV show. The droid gunship is also playable as well, but for some reason the LAAT is only seen in the story mode missions, which is a real bummer. You can even see the unused carrier version of the gunship in the background of Utapau. Funny enough, both of these are playable in LEGO Star Wars 3. Speaking of gunships, you probably noticed this strange looking ship the Wookiees use in Episode 3's mission. Although this wasn't seen in the Battle of Kashyyyk in the films, it was later introduced in Star Wars Rebels as the Aussie took anti-slaver gunship for the Wookiees. A nice little reference to the show, but I would have much preferred the LAAT over this. The biggest missed opportunity in all of LEGO Star Wars is undoubtedly the exclusion of playable younglings in the game. They are walking around the Jedi Temple, but you can't play as them, and unlike other characters, they can't take any damage. This also goes for the playable orphans from The Last Jedi. I guess the developers planned ahead when adding this version of Anakin in the game. In Hoth's story mode mission, you can find Snow Palpatines with these funny looking lightning rods. He even uses them in Episode 6's cutscene. This is a reference to his toy minifigures Lightning that's become kind of a meme in recent years. Although the lightsaber handles have barely changed over the decades, even being used on other minifigures, the Skywalker Saga has a few unique lightsabers thanks to the real toys being updated. Rey with the yellow lightsaber, Ezra Bridger from Rebels, and Kylo Ren all have a black handle, while Count Dooku's is curved like how it was in the films. But there's one character that has the most unique lightsaber handle in the game. Find out more in this video here.